So it was Navaratri, right?
We had last.
Yeah. Okay, so then we had 2 weeks ago, we had the session. So anybody want to comment? Anybody want to say something, add something? No. All right. So in this case, whose turn is it, Billy, today?
James,
Yeah.
sorry. Last week, I think Sister Jenny did mention about deep sleep, having the good sleep. When you have deep sleep, you have no pain, all that, and it's bliss, right? Even if you have suffering like body suffering, the body pain, when you're in deep sleep, there's no more pain. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the thing, just a reminder that talking about meditation is it's like deep sleep, but yet it is conscious, aware. That is deep meditation, not yet at deep meditation, not yet at meditation level yet. So, so the difference between awake, deep sleep, and meditation is sleep means you are already sleeping already. You don't know anything. Awake, you already know everything. But meditation is like you are in deep sleep and yet you are awake and conscious. So that is meditation, deep meditation, but not yet at meditation level. Because meditation means no more mind, no more body. So that one is experiencing bliss. Okay, Sairam.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Yeah, Sairam, actually, that week, Sister Dr. Purnima shared something very interesting. You know, generally we were talking about what we understood about Satchitananda and its similarity to Astipati Priyam. And at one point, someone brought up the matter of equanimity. And Sister Dr. Purnima shared that another way of defining equanimity is like if you have pain, heal the pain, go through the pain. It does not mean you say there's no pain. That is only for the body. And similarly, if there is joy, go through the joy. Because equanimity means you experience both the duality in the similar manner. It does not mean if you have pain, you laugh and say, I don't have pain. When you have anger, don't say, I'm angry. If you say that, then you are involved. But if you say anger is in me, then there's a lot of difference. Taken this way, you can put a stop to whatever you are feeling, she said. And I feel what she shared is really very good for us to practice. Yeah, so I just wanted to share this bit about what Sister Dr. Purnima shared. Yeah, the last time. Sairam.
Sairam. Thank you so much.
Sairam.
Yes, and anybody else? Okay. So, yeah, so Billy, today, which session are we talking about?
I think Sister Jenny has to share, no? Something was left.
Jenny, yeah.
Okay, just a second. Wait, just a second. I will go to. Can you see? No, not yet. Okay, and let me try again.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to share. I can't seem to share. Just give me a second. I'll try again. Share.
Yes, now can.
Can, all right. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so the last time we shared part of our presentation, and tonight we shall continue where we left off. I think we stopped at slide number 19. So I will move forward.
Yeah.
Yes, or was it? Oh, I think we stopped at this slide when this was Sister Shamini's sharing, you know, about how she felt about not being able to experience Ananda when she is angry, you know. So yeah, I wonder if Sister Shamini is here tonight, because the last time she was not here. Yeah, Sister Shamini, are you here?
Sister
Saira.
Jenny, if you can put to slideshow so that the full slide
Oh,
appear on
okay,
screen.
okay,
Yes.
sorry. Okay. Yes. Or maybe we can go to the next slide. All right, Saira. Okay, Sister Ramani, are you here? Sister Ramani? Or would someone in our group like to read for her? Sister Kamlesh?
Sairam.
Sairam,
Okay,
sister.
I shall read, yes, okay.
Okay.
Sister Ramani says that sometimes in solitude, I try to connect with nature, which has consciousness in it also. In silence, you can try to understand that consciousness is there in the 5 elements. This is something I experience when I am alone. In solitude, I can also feel Satchitananda with the trees, the wind, and the water. This is something I experience.
Okay, we go back to Sister Ramani's. Yeah, what do we understand of that? Any comments? She said, sometimes in solitude, I try to connect with nature, which has consciousness in it also. Yeah, in silence, you can try to understand that consciousness is there in the 5 elements. This is something I experience when I'm alone. In solitude, I can also feel Satchitananda with the trees, the wind, and the water. This is something I experience. Yeah, I think that's very beautiful sharing. Yes.
Yeah, I think she wanted to say that normally if you're alone, normally there's an inner talk goes on in our mind. But she was talking about solitude because when you are with the nature, certainly the beauty of the nature removes all your inner talks, and then you are lost in the beauty of the mountain, beauty of the water flowing and everything. And that is how, when that beauty is experienced, you feel a joy from within. Because we can see that a beautiful mountain from far, how majestic it looks, or a rainbow sometimes after rain, such a spectrum of colors. It really attracts everybody's eyes. So there is this beauty which first initially takes up our senses, like inner thought, away from our inner thoughts, and we are totally submerged into the beauty of the nature. And that is where the 5 elements, they come into their real connection with us. And that is where we can feel that when you see a tree, when the wind touches, the gentle touch of the wind with the skin, or a cool water, or the water flowing from the waterfall, that noise is so soothing that suddenly you are lost. And this is what she is talking about, that this is something I experienced. That's what I could feel outside.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Any others?
Yeah, Sairam. I think in Japan, also in many parts of the world, there is this, I think, jungle walk or somewhere where they hug the tree. So it's a kind of practice which very good hugging the tree, you know. I think most of you know about this. Then the other one in Malaysia also we see probably in other part of the country also. There was this master, I think probably is a Tibetan. They have these groups of members where early morning they will do meditation, they walk around the tree. they walk around the tree, doing some form of exercise around the tree. So these are all connecting to nature, Saira.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Brother James. Sairam. Anyone else? Okay, we move on. All right. Okay, Brother Manoj, you're sharing here.
No, sorry, Sister Jeannie. One point I just want to say is that we can all have solitude, even if we don't meditate, or even if we are just connected to our experience. Every one of us experiencing solitude also will have different experiences, you see. So even if we just ask people to be silent and ask them to narrate their individual experiences of solitude, that itself will be very, very enlightening, It's that in itself, we don't need to talk about high level stuff and all that. Just the fact that if we can connect and experience solitude, okay, what was your experience also? In that solitude, what was the awareness? Because in solitude, what will happen is you will become aware of awareness. See, awareness is always with regarding to the world. You are aware of the world, you are aware of this, you are aware of your thoughts. But now in your solitude, there is a higher level of awareness of your awareness. So what is that experience of becoming aware of your awareness? So that is a very deep subject. And if every individual were to even narrate their experience of that, is a very, very far enriching subject. And from there, you can get insights, glimpses. So we'll be drawn into the power of being silent and being in solitude. I think that is also another satsang, another experience that we should seriously look at.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Suresh.
Yeah, and if someone can also talk to us, narrate, because we are gathering experiences. I think we got 4. I don't know how many we have got, but for Swami, that presentation we had. If someone, this dimension of, if after attending the satsangs, and if we can get somebody to actually experience this and talk about that for a short while, that also will be very great, enriching experience for our listeners.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea.
So every speaker, believe for that, has got different dimensions of this. This is, now we are talking about solitude, which is one dimension. Then somebody else will talk about the application of what you learn in real life. So this is all, different ways of looking at it,
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
I think what Suresh says is, Suresh said, I think the very good example are people, young children are sitting in silence. There are many schools, I think even Western also, where the children sit for 10 minutes or something like that before they start the school. They help the children a lot. What I understand is silent sitting on.
Yeah. In Jakarta, there is one school. In Jakarta, it's for special needs schools. One day when I visited Jakarta, I visited the school. They asked me to come and see the school. I saw the classroom. It was very nice, the school. I said, hey, one thing you can do is reserve a room called silent room. This is the room in which all the children here will know that if you go into this room, should not make any noise. You should just be silent and you enjoy the silence. So teach the children in the special needs to know that silence is a beautiful healing nature, healing point. So the school did that, and it was nicely, beautifully walled up and everything else, all good. And for many years now school is open for 6-7 years already. In that school, these children have a special session on silent sitting, and the children all go there and do that. So like that, it's a very powerful healing experience as well.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So, all right, we move on. Now, Brother Manoj.
This is. Let me read what I spoke. This is opening up another angle of seeing the truth. The ears can hear only certain frequencies. The eyes too. In the same way, our senses by which we are to decipher the cosmic consciousness is within a certain parameter with which we can explore. The stone is solid, water is fluid, gases are rising up, and all these things. But human nature is very admirable in that it goes beyond the capacity to explore what is the real nature. Because what I feel is that though we experience this world with limited frequencies and limited experiences, but I think our mind and our God has created us to go beyond these parameters. Because what I could make out is that our rishis, our saints in the deep meditation, I mean, the knowledge will dawn on them just because they are in the silent stage to receive. It's like a receiver. So because I was told that once, we have this. I was told that this Arundhati star one is there, which normally very auspicious by Indian people. There are two stars, and one normally in the constellation everything moves in a clockwise direction, but these two stars, one moves in clockwise and one moves in anti-clockwise direction. Now, for today, we need a very strong telescope to know this, and this scientists have found out recently. But this knowledge is there written in the Indian scriptures that this is how the star looks, this is how it moves. So, but they didn't have any telescope. They didn't have anything to any material instruments to understand. It is all for diving deep into the silence. This knowledge used to come and it used to open up them with all the mysteries of the world. So this is how I feel that God has given us this capacity to go beyond our limited senses, where we can find out what is our real nature, and that is how, like if you see consciousness, what we are talking about, it is some saint or some rishi must have found out that we are not the body, we are not this structure, we are something which is made of all this energy level, all the sound waves, all the light waves, all the things. So this is what I feel is that when we see the cosmic truth through the worldly parameter, we still are far less away from what the people, they can get the knowledge of the cosmic energy of our cosmic nature. And this can only happen if we are in complete silence, because then what happens, we are tuned to the supreme intelligence which reveals itself to us. And we are thankful to all the rishis that after receiving that knowledge, they wrote it down and they put it for the generations to come to know this. So this is what I feel like I must have spoken that time about this subject, Taira.
Yes. Yes, thank you, brother. Anyone like to add on?
Sairam. So, Manoj, what he says is very true. I think when you are in silence, especially you are a meditator, like from my experience, like hearing God's voice, although I was never told, but I know it was God's voice, and later met up with Swami interview, then actually it was Swami's voice, So, I mean, Swami gave me the experience before meeting him. Probably he want me to know, what you heard is actually me. I think that's the reason. The other thing is also like sometimes you can hear, you can, from my experience when I was in Puttapati, Swami could be 30, 40 feet away. Then I ask question and Swami talking to me, but he was in 30, 40 feet away, but it was so clear, like in front talking to you,
No.
So these are all beyond the normal level of our mind, ear, and eye. It's beyond, So brothers and sisters, actually, we all know when we go into, when we evolve in our spirituality, especially in deep silence, you will experience something that is beyond normal human being. And then also, sometimes you see the future, It happens just right in front of you, So these are all very strange things. And then other part of the world happens something, and then it also affect you. Because you are so used to silence, sometimes this type of thing just happen. Of course, we don't ask and don't expect all this stuff. It come by itself. I mean, we just, okay, that's the thing. And, we just move forward in life as normal person. But it's good experience to have some connection at a different level. But we don't desire for it. Sarah.
Actually, I want to echo what Brother James just said. This is experience. He just said it, but I just want to dramatize that. When Swami was walking with us, when we finished our play, most of us were sitting in one side like that, and James was sitting opposite to that. That means he was not sitting in this group; he was sitting opposite to that. So Swami came to our group, our side there, and he's James now is sitting behind Swami. That means Swami is facing us now. So Swami said, Swami called for an interview. So Swami pointed, you, come. Swami said like that. So he just walked away. Okay, he walked. Suddenly a large group of people who they thought that they are being called came. They also followed, and they all sat in front of the interview room, waiting for Swami to come and go inside. Then I saw James also came from the other side. James came from behind, and James joined us, and James also came into the group. Then Swami went inside the interview room. Then Swami came out, and Swami came to me and told me, I only called a few people. Others have come. Please tell. He said, tell them to go back. So he went inside the interview room. So I stood outside the interview room and I told those people who are there, Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters. No, brothers, sorry, sisters, Sai Ram, brothers. Swami came and Swami only pointed to few people. Please, those of you who are not pointed, please, you have to go back. That's what Swami said. And all of them immediately put their head down. They just immediately put their head down, hoping that they will be the ones who are called. Then Swami came out from the interview room door, opened the door. He asked me, did you tell them? I said, Swami, I tried. I failed. I think you better try. I said, he laughed. And then he went to the front and then he pointed to a few people and they went inside. And James was one of them. He pointed to James and James went inside the interview room. So, okay, that was all the experience. Later, I asked James that question because Swami, he was behind. There was no way that could have happened like that. Because he was facing us. I asked James, how did you know that you were the one, you were also called? I asked him. He said, I heard very clearly, asked me to come. He said like that. So that is what he's talking now from this experience that I heard he asked me to come. And it's amazing because it was behind. Because he pointed at us, not at James, you see. But he heard that. And James was also invited into the interview room. So I think what is important is this network connection, that when the connectivity, the key point to this is to become connected. And when you're connected, the only way is the interference is only at the level of the mind. So if you keep the mind quiet, we will be able to transcend and get an amazing connectivity to God. I think this is the beautiful lesson, I think, from this.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah.
Just to add on, very interesting. actually Swami told me go, you know.
Mm.
But then when I asked people near me, near left and right, nobody heard the voice, you know. So I was stunned. I don't know what to do, you know. For quite many seconds, I actually don't know what to do. Then I was very determined because I want to speak to Swami. So I asked the seven. I said, "Hey, Swami, say go. What should I do?" I said, "Go lah." That's where I think Suresh saw me. But it was so clear, you know. But my left right person in front of me, nobody heard Swami spoke to me, you know. So, you know, you're stuck, you don't know what to do. You know. Silent.
Very interesting. Yeah. Yes. Thanks for sharing that. Huh? Okay, so we move on. Okay. This is also Brother Manoj, your sharing. Continue. Yes.
No, but you know what Brother Manoj said just previously. There's like this. See, I'm very the eyes. I see. This is a very nice line. He said the eyes too. In this what is it? There's opening up of another angle of seeing the truth. The ears can hear only certain frequency. The eyes too, in the same way, our senses by which we are to decipher the cosmic consciousness. You know, the look, the cosmic consciousness is a very high frequency. We'll be able to hear something high. You know, if we are orbiting at a higher level of consciousness also, it is very interesting that if people can go to one event, and then when people come out of the event and you ask them, how did was the event? What did you see? How did you see? It's interesting to see that 10 people will give you 10 different interpretations of that event, you know. And it's interesting to note that the higher the level of the consciousness, the same event is reflecting differently to that individual. And this is amazing. And it's the same. If the same thing has happened, how is it that you picked up this particular? How did you interpret this as like this? How come you can see something like that when I couldn't see? See, can you see? The fact is, in a one picture, when something is happening, there are different dimensions even to that same picture. The way in which that picture is revealing a meaning will directly depend upon the level of consciousness that we are in. Forget about cosmic consciousness. Even at this level, it is interpreted by our consciousness, which is why silence is necessary, which is why sadhana is necessary, which is why all this is necessary for us to make sure that we get the right interpretation. Even Bhagavan's text also, if different level, I've seen some people say, certain things are said, this is what Swami said. Actually, why you say this is what Swami is saying? When did he say like that? Then he said like the same thing. You should not interpret it. Why are you interpreting it this way? How come you didn't interpret it this way? And suddenly you find that you can actually add different dimensions and people pick up according to your level of consciousness. And this is something, and this is why unity is quite difficult, because when you see everybody at different angle, everybody would have picked up picture differently. And that is what, when you say unity is actually unifying different perceptions of the same picture. Everybody has the right to interpret your picture, but that is your interpretation. That doesn't necessarily mean that that is the truth, but that is a version of a truth, or that is a perception of truth. So I think this is a very deep concept. Once we understand that, then everyone's view has also to be respected. Everyone's judgment also has to be perceived. The unification means we now need to unify everybody's thoughts into one homogeneous thing, and that's how maturity comes in. The real reason why war is taking place, why this person believes that this is what is right. His perception of the reality is that this is what he is, and he's willing to fight and lose his life and bomb everything. Building can come down, thousands of people die, all because you perceive this as the truth. The other person is defending that because his perception of that truth is different. It's actually two different people seeing the same truth in different light.
Yes. Wow. Very interesting. Yes. Yes. Okay.
I'd like to share one more story. For this one involved Willie Fong, our good brother. There was one time, Amma from India thing, who can materialize things. And it's supposed to be about devotee lah. But she was banned from the ashram, right? She was banned from the ashram. So the first time my friend brought, it's okay. No collection of money, everything. The second time, another group brought her where they start collecting money, you know, going to center and all that, start collecting money. So Billy was very unhappy. I think he heard about it lah. I mean, you know, he's connected with all the center. So Billy also telling me, you know, this mother, you be careful, you know, they are collecting money and all that, you know. So, and then he asked me, don't invite Amma to the center or something like that, lah, you know. So I was caught in a situation because the first time I met Amma was very pure, very sincere, nothing wrong with her. The second time is only the group who managed her was some hanky-panky, you know. So that's where Billy come in and ask the question. He put me and all that. Then I have a meditation room in my shop. No miracles happened before for many, many years. Okay, I never asked for miracle. So because of Billy's situation, I was caught in situation, right? Knowing that Amma is very pure and loving and yet banned from the ashram, probably I know the reason why, right? Maybe not to be attached to Swami, you know. Here she has to go inward, you know. That's my understanding now. So what happened was when I was caught in this hot situation, I had to make a drastic decision. I just talked to Swami, you know. So brother and sister, when you talk to Swami, he actually hear your thing. You know? So I said, Swami, you give me a sign. Give me a sign, you know, that Amma is your true devotee. What happened was later I went to my meditation room. Swami photo in Buddhi came out. A batch of it, you know. So it was signed that Amma is the true devotee, although banned from the ashram. The collection money had nothing to do with Amma. I don't know whether Billy Fong remember this or not. So what I'm trying to say is, when you talk to Swami, when you are very sincere and very drastic, you know, right? He actually answered us. But never in my life I asked for miracle. But that was the only time I didn't want. I just asked Swami for sign. Then Vibhuti came out in Swami's photo. You know, even Dr. Lim, our good brother, came to the shop to check the Vibhuti whether it's fake or original. You know, and he was so touched when he saw it also. You know, so so this is a very good experience. But I'm not sure whether Billy Fong remember this case or not.
It was too long ago already. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for sharing the beautiful story, Brother James. Okay, so we move on to Brother Manoj's second part. Yes, Brother Manoj, Sairam. Brother Manoj.
Yeah, when we were in school, we were told that particles are solid, but later on we learned that everything is energy. The Suresh was saying that everything is a perception. Akasha or ether is one of the 5 things by which this whole creation came about. Beyond these 5 is the consciousness. Cosmic consciousness is beyond any qualities. It is so minute, it pierces everything. It is a substratum of all the creation. Can you turn and see if anything else is there, sister?
No.
Yeah. So what I was trying to say is that normally all these things, even like you see air, water, there's no qualities in them. I mean, the qualities means the air is cool, or hot, but actually by nature they are inert. I mean, for us, it's the heat which makes them hot or cold or something like that. So what I feel is that this cosmic consciousness is, I mean, just think of us that the Akasha, which we see the whole universe, even it is so even smaller than that it pierces through them all, through the Akasha also. And that is the reason that it's beyond the Milky Ways, beyond all the universe. So it's only what we can do is that with a limited mind, we can just perceive it to know. But what happens is that cosmic consciousness, when we start connecting with it, as Suresh said, then we get our frequencies, they match. And this is how that we lose our body consciousness, we lose our this worldly thing, and we finally become the cosmic consciousness. But it's a very, very tough thing. It cannot be understood, or it cannot be spoken in the word. But what I feel is that this cosmic consciousness is, I mean, it can be compared like electric current, which is flowing through the fan and light and everywhere, machines, and it is giving energy. So this consciousness is what is running the everything in the world. But the thing is that for us to, I mean, decipher that is very difficult. Only thing is that if we go deeper into meditation, if we go deeper into our inbuilt reality, maybe we will be able to get a glimpses of this this consciousness. That's the only thing I can talk about this, because it's very difficult. Because as you said that in all the gurus, they used to say neti, neti, neti means not this, not this, not this, not this. So because mind has got certain knowledge, and beyond that, and if something which is beyond, then you have to say no, this is not, this is not, this is not, and finally, when there's nothing left, then what remains is the consciousness. So that's why I was reading a very fascinating that shloka which na karmana, it says na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage neke amritatva manashu, means not by work, not by progeny, not by wealth, you can become immortal. You can become immortal only by sacrifice. So the moment we say no, 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 no to all the mind knowledge and all the experiences we have in our life, and what remains is that consciousness. So this is very difficult to explain in the word. It can be only experience. That's what I can say.
Sairam.
But yeah, one thing just want to add, we can actually practice this. How we do this is how to lose ourselves in consciousness is before we may not be able to attain that level, but there's another level which we can do. For example, give a good example will be say you're reading Bhagavatam. So when you're reading the Bhagavatam, so Parikshit is there, and the child naming ceremony is taking place. The king, all the kings have come, the astrologers have come, and this is the moment. So everybody is excited. Dharmaraja is excited. All the Pandavas are excited. Everybody is sitting there, and this baby is now turning, and the baby is enthusiastically looking, searching, going here. His eyes is looking at. And suddenly she's now climbing. I mean, crawling, and is moving towards somebody else, and is continuously searching. So when you get into this story, and we can examine and look at Parikshit, and look at all the details of that story, and then finally the one who picks that baby up is Krishna, and he's so overjoyed. The baby is also overjoyed by looking at Krishna and completely losing himself in that ecstasy of being with Krishna. Your mind is looking at the scene of the story, looking at the tapestry, looking at the clothes that people are wearing. Your imagination is in that baby and that moment, and everyone is sitting there. It's a beautiful, and then Krishna says this boy's name is Parikshit because he's always testing and finally found the answer. Krishna is the answer. So the name was given like that. So all those aspects of that, if you lose your own sense from where you are sitting, you lose your consciousness of your room, you lose your consciousness and get absorbed in that story, we are slowly orientating ourselves to lose ourselves. So this is a process, which is why before, after concentration and before meditation, the word is contemplation. If we don't exercise contemplation vigorously and lose ourselves in this kind of exercises that has been given, then we won't get there. This is just steps towards reaching there. That is why we should read scripture books, read that's what Swami said, all the things, stories, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, all this, read it with this intensity and transport ourselves into that era. Once we go into that era and experience and express ourselves, you find that the characters become very real, story become very real, values become real, and you just lose yourself. So this is another way of improving or developing this consciousness where we can lose all awareness of the self. Then the neti comes in also naturally. So not in this room, not in this place, not in this awareness. So then you're gliding. This is a transitional glide into another level of consciousness. Slowly, what will happen as the stories go deeper and deeper, the experiences of those will become extremely, and slowly that whole will give you a message. I'll give you very powerful. I've read this many times, but that time when I read, the astrologers came and told Parikshit will be a great king. He'll be the Lord conqueror of 3 worlds. All the praises were given. Anyone would be so happy, But Yudhishthira was unhappy. His face. So they asked, "What's wrong? Why are you unhappy?" "No, everything is good. You're saying good thing. I only want to know one thing. What is it? Will he be revering the sages and the saints of the past? Will he respect tradition and culture? Tell me that." Then the astrologer says, "Look, yes, he will be revering the sages of the past. He will be revering the teachings of the past." And I thought to myself, you see, in that contemplation, I was thinking that anybody would be so happy to get the most amazing conqueror of 3 worlds. You can do this, you can have wisdom, you can have knowledge. Everything was told to him. And yet you are unhappy because you asked one question: will you revere the teachings of the past? My God, I was thinking, he hit me like crazy. At that point in history, people already thought about sustainability. Now only the new science is coming, sustainability. They already thought about sustainability. The only way civilization can be propagated is only when we have a reverence and respect of things of the past. This is the central to the whole being. So that whole picture came so vividly in my mind because you're so immersed in that. So like that, I think you'll get insights. So we should learn we should use these experiences to transcend and get and glide into experiencing these sessions. These will be exercises in developing consciousness. This is my 2 cents.
Yeah, wow. Yes. Thank you, Brother Suresh. Yeah. Okay, so we move on. Actually, just now, Brother Mana said cosmic consciousness pierces everything. So it's likened to like microcosm in the macrocosm. That was what I shared. And then again, we go to Sister Ramani. Sister Ramani is not here. So Sister Kamlesh, can you read for her? Sister Kamlesh?
Sairam.
Sairam.
I see Sister Ramani here. Anyway, I will read for her. Okay. She says, I look at both Satchit Ananda and Asti Bhati Priyam as the same. Asti is something that is ever present, eternal, that never goes away. The isness is very constant. Looking at the world with that lens, do we know that our senses are limited? What we can see and what we can hear.
Yes, sister, you continue.
Being aware that there are frequencies that exist that I cannot hear is helpful for me to know about those existence. So being aware of this one Atma that pervades everything, that's the part that is the bhati. Recognizing, knowing that this eternal thing that's present everywhere. How do I apply it? Feeling joy in every situation, that's the Priyam. So Priyam helps with the practice. How do I practice this in my day-to-day life, where I remember this and recognize that there is something bigger than what I feel, my physical form and my senses, and what I perceive. So if I'm running into an issue where I have a problem, and I know Brother Suresh always says, this too will pass, Namaha. So is that case looking at the situation from that higher level of consciousness where I'm seeing, I'm not really this person who's experiencing this problem, but I'm that Atma having that level of consciousness where we can alleviate ourselves to this unchanging isness, which is what we are truly.
Yes, a little more, Sister Kamlesh. Sairam, sister.
Yeah, that
All right.
knowledge we have to, yes, sister?
Yeah, that knowledge we have to apply.
That knowledge we have to apply and not really get involved in the problems that we are facing. Just feel joyful and that this was an experience and we will get through that. To have this constant awareness who we really are.
Okay, so shall we go back to what sister shared, Sister Ramani? I think she shared something very deep, and also what Brother Suresh kind of explained to us just a while ago. So yes, anyone like to share on this? Sairam. Okay, Sairam. All right. Actually, Sister Ramani, what she says here is very much like what Brother Suresh shared just now, talked about just now, you know. Yeah, so okay, if nobody is making any more comments.
Yeah. So let me try. You see,
Okay.
you use these three. This three is very important: the Sat, the Chit, and the Ananda. If you look at it, Sat is truth, Chit is the consciousness, Ananda is the bliss. So the way to look at it is the point of control is not in the Ananda. Ananda is only an outcome. The point to control our existence and our living is in the Chit. Because it is in the Chit that the consciousness and awareness is there. So that I can control. So I do my sadhana of the study circle, our star bhajan, this and that, all the 9 code of conduct, all those things are only regulating the Chit. And if the Chit gets to become more and more, and it is moving towards Sat, that means the consciousness is like a river. It is now going to the ocean. The truth is the ocean. So as long as my river goes towards the ocean of Sat, which is the ultimate truth, I don't have to worry. Ananda will follow like a shadow. I don't have to worry about it at all. So this is the relationship of these three. But if I take it the other way around and move away from Sat, which is the truth, then I may not be able to get the total fulfillment of all three. So my entire quest is to look for the truth and continue to be the truth and continue to be. This is why Ganapati is worshipped. In all the Hindu scriptures, Ganapati is worshipped because the fact is he is the Lord of the wisdom and the discrimination factor to decide what is truth, what is not truth, what is lie, what is not lie. Because once we have that discrimination, it will help to regulate what is our things that we should be knowing, what things that we should not know. Baba said there are three: what one must know, what he should know, one must do what he should do. Like that, we should continuously have that discrimination to reach the highest truth. That's why even in our prayers, Swami's after bhajan, Masatoma, from the unreal, lead me to the real, from dark. Why do you chant every day? We chant every day in order for the river of consciousness to continuously search only for the ocean. And there will be obstacles there, there will be stones there, there will be all kinds of things there. But the river knows how to bend and twist and turn and reach the ocean. So once the chit moves towards the Sat, Ananda will just follow, bliss will just follow. If we can remember these three things as a kind of a regulatory thing, our life will be very blissful. So any problem comes, okay, what should I do? I should now focus on my chit, my consciousness, to move towards the truth, the ultimate truth. This kind of thinking that's why this knowledge is for the purposes of, if we otherwise we'll be just reading it. Once we just read a subject or read something, we'll just remember Satchitananda. So what? So okay, so we know this, Asti Pasti. So we know this. Okay, what is this knowledge to me? How does it apply to me? That question we must ask. If you don't question that, it will just be a normal superficial knowledge, useful to chant in some prayers, or maybe even mention in some talk and try and be impressive about it. But the point here is that he's telling us to, hey, this is the way to get to the ultimate. So it's like key nuggets given, keys given for us to turn the lock and release our jail doors. You see. So this is why this is a very powerful. This subject is a very, very deep subject, very powerful subject, and we need to really contemplate on it.
Yeah, thank you. And this reminds me, we had a previous slide, and maybe I go back to that slide. It's about Satchitananda. Just give me some time. I'll go back to it. This one, yeah, where we said we learned that. No, I took this from Swami Sarvapriyananda, where he said, "Sat means pure existence, never born or created, never dies, immortal existence, an immortal consciousness which neither comes nor goes. That means Sat existence must be an intrinsic property of Chit consciousness. Sat is implicit to pure consciousness, and Sat and Chit are the same thing. We are all that pure consciousness." And then he spoke about Chit. He said, consciousness, Chit or Chaitanyam, is not a part of your body or your mind. It is not a product of your body, but it pervades and illumines the mind and the body, enabling it to function. It exists apart from your mind and body. Without the mind and the body, consciousness is still there, but it cannot be known. It is not experienced. And then on Ananda, I found this little passage that says, Ananda simply means the ground state of peace that most of us are in during most of the times of our wakefulness. Ananda means being at peace. We only react when this ground state of Ananda is disturbed. It was from one person called Nagarajan Ramachandran. So from this, I deduced that maybe that's why Ananda bliss is also described as causeless happiness. So what Brother Suresh was saying just now reminded me of this slide. So yeah.
See, the same, you see, the Swami Sarvapriyananda said, you see, look, Sat and Chit is the same thing. That's why the analogy is good. The sense that the water in the river and water in the ocean is the same. It's except that it's a different state. So the Chit in the water, going all the time towards the higher truth, brings you to the final existence, that in that pure awareness of that existence, you're not born, you're not dead. It is just you reach there. So it is a very intrinsic thing. That's why in all our, so how do you translate this? Now we know this. How do you translate? That means whatever that we are doing in our life, every single little thing, how is this helping me to reach my truth? How is this getting? See, this is what the question is. Even by our conversing with somebody else, how is this helping me in my evolution? Supposing, let's say tomorrow I'm dying, if I'm dying and I'm supposed to die tomorrow, how will this conversation help me in my entire thing? If we have that awareness continuously, everything will be calculated. Then we'll be spending time in the right place. We'll be focusing on the right thing. We cannot be get distracted. The passion will be there. Enthusiasm will be there. All why? Because you're always asking this intensity. This intensity is what that drives the river to the ocean. Is it? Otherwise, the Maya world is too strong. It will just distract us from everything. Today we are committed, tomorrow we'll become not committed, day after tomorrow we'll be again. So like that, there'll be fluctuations in our expression of our devotion and love. So this intensity we must have. That's why Swami said two things. Always remember, two things to not forget: death and God. You see, if the world will take us away, even the search for the truth will be taken away. When I take you away from this, then how will you search for truth? So it's better to search for the truth. And then Baba said something, this is good. You must always know the truth. You must read the truth. You must become aware of the truth. You must acknowledge truth. You must interpret truth. You must but finally, we must become truth itself. So the whole search is not just becoming reading about it, but finally we have to be the truth itself. So that intensity to be the truth itself is the key to our salvation. You see. So once we have that intensity, everything will fall in its right perspective. Every view will be falling into that right way. The whole thing's settled. Then the picture becomes very clear. This intensity must be there. Then the consciousness part of it all the time will become like gurgling. It'll be moving up. The frequency will start moving up. Then automatically we'll experience that peace, the ananda part, which is the third part of it. Automatically, whatever that we do, we'll get peace. No need to fight and search and look for peace. Peace will be the natural outcome of this process. So in everything we should see, is there Sat, is there Chit, is there Ananda. Or why any activity, when you go for even office meeting, okay, office meeting, it's not very spiritual. Everybody is there, different perception. When you're discussing, okay, is my consciousness, is my awareness going towards the truth of the matter? Is it going towards a higher good? Is it going for something? So if we have that, Satchit Ananda is playing in this meeting room, it's playing, and I'm demonstrating that. I don't need to come to my altar room to experience Satchidananda. Everywhere I should be experiencing this. So that is the implication of this table, is it? In the direct application of it.
Yeah. Thank you, Brother Suresh. Okay, we.
I just want to share that one doctor, she's an emergency doctor, and she said that a lot of people, they come with an accident, a lot of bleeding, and they're about to die. So initially, they're in very much pain. But she said that the moment we tell that now you are going to die, suddenly a very calm takes place on the body, on the mind, and they become very relaxed. So I was just thinking that before the accident or something, or when the bleeding is going on, they have that clinging to the word, clinging to the life. But the moment they say now there's nothing going to bring them to life, they let go. And when they let go, the peace comes. Because then they realize that what I'm clinging is going to go. So it's the ultimate peace comes when they let go the trouble, the trauma which they are having in their life. So this is a very good example that when the thing which we are dearest to us, if we are ready to let go also, because the problem comes with the conflict with the mind that I don't want to die, I don't want to leave, I don't want to, all those things, memories, they come in the mind and they try to build the pressure in the mind that I should not die, how can I live? So, but the moment the release comes from the mind, let me leave everything, because the pain and the suffering is so much, it's not worth clinging to it. And the moment that feeling comes, there's a lot of peace and comes in the mind. And I think at the moment of the death also people can experience bliss. That's what I feel, that one of the yogi, I mean, his picture was there, I think, in his book, autobiography of the yogi, where his picture is there just before he took Mahasamadhi. It is so beautiful and so loving before the Samadhi that there was no pain, there was no feeling of any attachment. So I was just wondering that how a person can maintain that sort of equanimity in those last moments of his life. And then I realized that when they have understood that what is consciousness, when they have understood what is the body, when they have understood and they have realized, not understood, they have realized that this is what I'm going to leave is a mere body, then that peace dawns on them. And that peace also is like ananda, because this body who is giving so much of trouble, so much of sickness, so much of pain, now I'm going to release it. So what I'm trying to think is that when people die also, they can experience bliss in the last moment. But that sort of mental get-up needs to be there. And as Suresh, because merging with this ocean, the sea, the river comes in the canals and everything, it comes so fast. The excitement to merge, the excitement to come and meet the sea is so vibrant. But the moment the river meets the sea, there is no current. It just it just meets, because maybe some mud I have seen on the ships, maybe some mud which she has carried, it has carried the river. It is there. Water is muddy, but I don't see any strong current nearby where it is merging with the sea. The thing is that that urge for the river to meet is the most important thing. Remaining, it will be going towards it and merging it. So this is what we have to learn this lesson from this example, that in our life also the intention is to reach that goal, and that intensity has to be made very strong. Then only we can feel the joy of merging with the sea. Saira.
So, nice.
Sairam, yes. So,
Jenny, just now you said Ananda is the ground peace, right? I think the last column you're showing.
yeah.
Actually, the Ananda is bliss,
ground-
which is
ground-
more than peace. Of course, peace is only a part of the bliss only. And the bliss is consciousness. And that is divine intelligence. That's why you feel the very stable when you experience the bliss, the Ananda, because it's divine intelligence there.
Yeah. So that's
That's
why
how I understand it.
yeah, I saw that because I think what happened is they extracted that third part from some book or something like that. But somebody must have mentioned that. But actually, as what James said, the bliss is equivalent to 10 to the power of 18 quintillon, quintillon happiness, in the Aitareya Upanishad that is stated 10 to the power 18 of happiness. So it's a very, very high level of kind of a thing where everybody, once we touch that, then nothing else matters here in this world. That's a kind of upgrading we should be moving towards. Yeah, I always, that day in where was it, in Sri Lanka, no, Kenya. Yeah, I told them, if you have black and white TV, our house is not having black and white TV now. What did we do? We upgraded the TV into color. The telephone in those days, old phones, we don't carry Nokia now. We carry the smartphones. Why? Because we upgraded the phone. We upgraded our car. Everything in the material world we are upgrading. So why is it that we are not upgrading our spiritual experience? The same context. Why are we not having the same enthusiasm to upgrade? So how long will we visited? 10 years ago we were in the Sai Center. 15 years ago we did. So 15 years ago, okay, we went to Sai Center. We came. We clapped our hands. We did. Why we are not upgrading that experience? Why is it that hey, what is that, Swamiji? Hey, what did you experience? Why is it that oh Baba, when you passed by, my tears flowed? Why did my tears flow? Where did the tears come from? Why am I feeling not a single agitation when you are here with me? Why? What happened? Because in the front of Paramatma, Atma just becomes quiet. And when it is quiet, the tears of bliss comes out. It's the most amazing experience. So why am I not having it now? Why is it only when you are present that I'm having it? So there is a state in which I should move towards. There is a condition in which I should now experience. That is why I've come. And Baba said that animals in the animal kingdom cannot experience what you have experienced. And that's why you are the crown of creation. And being the crown of creation, and you just continue to dissipate and waste our life, just like an animal doing the normal things, eat meat, mate, breed, brood, and die, then what is the purpose of birth? This is what he's asking. So this experience of the highest, that means I must upgrade my system. That means I must now start to have greater vigilance. I must now see what is it that intercepts my experience of the highest, which is the mind. So this notorious mind, which is now grabbed by the senses, I slowly start diminishing that role. And then I slowly start increasing my intensity for the highest. Once I start having that experience, then bliss level comes. Then the ananda comes in. Ananda will naturally come because remember the chit is going towards the sat. So the ananda will be always moving. So the world starts to lose its fascination to our eyes. Once the world starts losing its fascination, there's something else happening in our system. My God. Then we are enjoying solitude. You see, the subject matter came back to solitude. We are enjoying the solitude because in solitude, we are connected to the inner nature, not nature itself. The inner nature is becoming more and more overwhelming. Then what to do? Then you slowly start moving away. Then you slowly start intensifying. Then slowly. So that graduation level is what we should be. This is the Vanaprastha stage which Swami spoke about in the Dharma Vahini. You know, if you experience, you see that whole stage. This is the same state that Vidura came and spoke to this Gandhari and Dhirashtra. What are you doing here? The war is over. Yeah, war is over. Everybody died. Your children all died. Then what are you doing here in Yudhishthira's place, in this Pandava's place? So no, Pandavas are very, very kind. Although the war has ended, the children have all died, but they have told us, never mind, you stay in this house, don't go away. And they cried, so we are staying here. You are staying here, but you are old. You're going to die, and you are still enjoying the luxury of the place. Is there no higher dharma? Do you not want to see? Oh, you see, me, my condition is like that. My eyes have become blind, and my wife also tied a bandage around her eyes. And so therefore, both of us in this state, where can we go? Don't use this as an excuse, Vidura said. So Vidura said, okay, in that case, tonight, when everything is down, I will take you now. So he took both of them out of the palace into the jungle, into the wild jungle in the night. It is interesting that in the Dharma Vahini, Vanaprastha stage, the Swami describes jungle also, interestingly. So they go in this state, in the northern path, and he took them all into the jungle near the river. He made both of them sit in the meditation and slowly gave them the initiation, and they started to meditate. Then and then they went off and they passed away there. And Vidura went somewhere else and died. All three died on the spot. And then the whole family came and looked for the uncle. They were missing, and they were looking around, and they found that all of them had gone. But the point is, the Vidura's knowledge, the subject. Hey, your body, you're getting old, you're getting aged. When are you going to realize the truth? He asked this man, and that realization came to them. In the same way, when we are enticed by the world and we are engrossed in the world will trick us to believe that this is the reality. This is the way the Maya will delude us. But to have that intelligence to know, hey, I must be careful. I will live in this world, no problem. But I'm not going to get deluded. That vigor, that education, that knowledge, that is what that we should now possess. Once we have that, then we know, we anchor into the mission, do the work thing, just continuously work, just keep on doing it. The sharpness will come inside our system. The illumination will start, the effulgence will come, then Ananda will come, and naturally it will come to us. That is what our final quest in this world, in this living, because we need to achieve this, because you know why? Because we won't get this opportunity in this, we don't know whether we'll get another opportunity. Beautiful Malaysia, wonderful world, we're all in a peaceful state, food is on the table, bed is available, everything is comfortable, so we are taken care. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs is already taken care. Now the higher aspirations, which the animal kingdom cannot come, which the plant kingdom cannot come, which is the microbacteria and all these things cannot achieve, only man can. So this rare privilege, we should not lose that opportunity.
Thank you, Brother Suresh. Yeah, very good. Yeah, we learned so much. So we move on. I think we're finished with Sister Ramani's sharing. So yeah, these two will pass. Brother Suresh always says this. Yeah, everybody remembers that. Yeah. Okay, so all right, we move on to question 2. Yeah, question 2 asked, how does this knowledge help one in his or her journey to realize the Atma? And again, we have Brother Manoj. Saira.
People get attached to the body, but once they know that body is not Sat because it is going to decay, it releases them from their fear of death. I used to have this feeling when I used to go to the crematorium and have the fear that one day my body will be also burning like that. Kenichi,
Yes.
after reading about all this, why do I worry? I'm not there in the body, so why should I worry about it? So this is how we can overcome our fear of death. What I was clinging to in the world was all false. The moment you are ready to sacrifice everything, you are free, because those things are not are those things
Should
are
be-
binding, not binding. You're free
Yeah,
from
should
those
be not
things are
binding.
binding.
Yeah. Yes.
People ask Swami, why do people get attached to things? Swami answered, there is no problem with the Srishti, creation, but there's a problem with the Drishti, that is vision. Swami gave an example. Suppose you see a beautiful showpiece in the glass display. It is so beautiful, you want to possess it. And your mind will start creating attachment to the object. You want to have it so that you can enjoy it for longer period. But somebody else buys and it will be his. Okay? When you have this feeling, you will feel the pain of separation. But the moment you enjoy its beauty and then you let it go, the drishti is not affecting you because you have let it go. It's okay. That feeling of renunciation, when it comes, you start feeling joy. People who know that they are Atma and accept the fact that the body has to decay and die one day, this sort of anxiety will not affect them. When we live a life knowing that we are Atma, we will live a more blissful life of Ananda. So this is what I felt that I shared earlier also, that I always really, whenever I used to go, a lot of people should die, we have to go for crematorium, and because I'm an engineer, so I will always feel that the burners will run and the fuel will go, and I could make out that the body and the will start burning the bones and body and everything. So that feeling of heat, I used to feel that, and then I used to feel that I used to always really feel, my God, one day I'll be also dying, and that fear used to come. I used to have sweat when I was, but only after reading Swami's book. And suddenly the thought came that why I'm so worried? Because the I with whom I'm relating to the body is left. The person who is dead, he doesn't have the consciousness. And when that consciousness is not there, it is like a bone, marrow, and everything is burning. It has got no connection with that body, with that self. And the moment that feeling came, the moment that realization or something that came, I stopped having that fear, but which is burning, it's an inert thing. It is not me. So this is how when we start living in this world with this consciousness, that somebody is passing a comment, somebody is giving some bad remarks or something like that, somebody is doing some wrong, we are feeling bad. We start reacting to it. The moment we start living that it is his understanding, it is his way of thinking. I must live the way I feel is correct, and let not that bother me. When that that thing comes, then I think we will live a life which is more peaceful instead of thinking about the others, what others are doing, what the world is going through, all these things. And once that feeling of let go comes, I think we become very blissful. That is what, if a person starts living in his life with that sort of awareness and increasing it day by day in his day to day life, I think life will be more peaceful. Saira.
Siren. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right. So, all right. The next, Sister Kamlesh shared something. Sister Kamlesh. Sister Kamlesh. Okay. Yeah. Sister Kamlesh said what Brother Manu said is very true. You know, she said for herself, she has stopped dyeing her hair because she loves her white hair, and she's not bothered about what people would think about her. And then she's very happy. Yeah, she said that. And then again, back to you, Brother Manoj. It's about renunciation. Yeah.
It's the same, shloka which children, Bal Vikas children learned about na karmana.
Mm,
The renunciation only you become immortal by sacrificing. It's the only thing I said. Can you
okay.
go back next one?
Back, is it? Go back, is it?
When you have this feeling, you will feel the pain of separation. But the moment you enjoy the beauty, and then you will let it go. The destiny is not affecting you because you have let it go. It's okay. That feeling of renunciation, when it comes, you start feeling the joy. People who know that they are Atma and accept the fact that the body has to decay and die one day, this sort of anxiety will not affect when we live a life knowing that we are Atma. I think the same thing. We have to live a more blissful life. Can you see the next one? Next slide.
Oh, the next one is this. Yours.
I think you repeated the same. You have to go down, sister. We read this.
Okay. You mean your sharing or the coming ones?
Yeah, your slide it went up and then now it came down.
So you want me to go back?
No, it's okay. You go ahead with the list. Let us
Okay, all right. So now is Sister Vijaya. I don't know if Sister Vijaya is here. Sister Vijaya? Okay, she said just as what Sister Kamlesh had just shared, she too felt the same thing. She too, I know, does not dye her hair, and she's not bothered about what others may think about her also. So she's also happy. And then I saw this saying by Nisargadatta Maharaj, who said, if you stay put in beingness, the thoughts will get less and less. If you get mixed up with the thoughts, they will multiply. So stay put in beingness only. Yeah, this. So, okay. Anyone would like to comment on?
Yeah. The thing is, when you come to the point of renunciation, and what we see, sometimes it's not necessarily because we take the renunciation to that very far extreme, and then imagine that. So people think it's very difficult, it's very tough, and all that. But honestly, if there is something extra, for example, if there's a movie that is telling you, okay, there is this very good movie, you need to go. So we give up a little bit of time. We reprioritize our life at that time, on that day, and then somehow or other organize ourselves and go and see the theater. Why you want to see the movies? Because there's an extra joy. So anything, our system will always move. Anything that gives me an extra joy, I'm prepared to let go of a few things. That's the nature. The human nature is always moving towards Ananda. If I want to get a little bit more happiness, or by my meeting a friend, and the real reason why you meet your friend, and gives you you're looking forward for the conversation and the fraternity, the fellowship, automatically you will rearrange your life, you'll rearrange your appointments, you'll rearrange your thing, sacrifice here, sacrifice there, and you want to be there. So why is your system going there? It's because of greater happiness. Therefore, in renunciation, it is always towards, because the system has come into making me believe that if I go for this higher truth, I will get greater happiness. So when I know that that is what that gives me happiness, I'm prepared to let this thing go with me. Whatever that petty things that I hold on to will naturally be released if I know that by going for something higher, I will get bigger happiness. So happiness and the bliss is what that drives us towards this. Why did the Rishi give up everything else and go to the mountain? Because he's searching for that highest truth, which gives him the greatest bliss. So this quintillon bliss, 10 to the power 18, man, quintillon bliss is what that will help us to renounce. Not renounce means renounce. The greatest renunciation that we can do is to renounce the I and the my. These two we must renounce. This is the only two things that we renounce. The rest of the things that in the body don't bother. You see, we must renounce what that stops us from reaching the ocean. So the only biggest stumbling block is the I and the my. And that is coming with me. Why is this high in my here? My vasanas are here, my impressions are here. So this is what is feeding into my I and the my. So now what should I renounce? Renounce the I and the my. Once I renounce the I, the block is no more there. Once the block is no more there, the river knows how to get to the ocean, nothing to worry. So the stumbling block for my Ananda is my I and my. The doership. I have this, I have. So that for that doership to transfer is where we have the guru. So we transfer the I and the my concept towards doing it for him. So what happens? I now use the dedication technology. I use dedication technology and dedicate my I and my towards working for him. Once I work for him, then I don't think I cannot do. I better step down. I better resign. I want to. I'm not committed. All these talks of things which is fed by the mind will drop off automatically. Then we do it only for him as an ambassador. That is why we are saying, don't do it for ourselves. Do it for him. That doing for him is dedication. Once we do for dedication, I and my will go down. I and my will start going down. Once I and my go down, that is renunciation in reality. That is what actually real renunciation is all about. Because only with that, there's no point renouncing so many other things because we won't get to the ocean. Renunciation is for the purpose of getting to the ocean. Why do I need to renounce other things that do not contribute to that? Doesn't make sense. The renunciation is only these two. And these are the two culprits that will continue to give. That's why Lord Shiva has got a snake around him. Because he's reminding us in the final annihilation of your life, final merging, please remember the snake of the ego will always be there dancing on the thing. That is the vigilance that we must have. So the high and the my is the final trace. So this must go lesser, 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 smaller, 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 and finally it should disappear. This disappearance of this I and my is where the borders of the river merges with the ocean. So when the I and my erases itself, the border becomes fuzzy and the water now mingles. So the water of the river suddenly loses that it came from this river, Ganga river and all that. It's now in the ocean. It loses its identity. So this is where, then it loses its identity, it's the final prayer. What's the final prayer? Oh Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument. So this is where, hey, you take me, that's all. I don't want my all these things. Just use me to the maximum, do whatever you want to do, and finish my life. See, that attitude once you have, then we are totally free, totally be happy with whatever that we have. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Actually, okay, let's see. We actually don't have much left. All right, so
Jenny,
yes.
your message just now, the beingness.
Oh, this
Ah,
one.
So, what do you understand about this sentence?
The beingness is that what you call that present moment you're in that present moment. Is that correct?
Quite
To be in
correct.
the present moment.
Stay in the beingness. Beingness actually is being itself, you know. Being itself actually is the big self. It's not the small self, you know.
Is it?
It's in the present, but the beingness is the being. We are the being. I mean, the other word for big self is sometimes they use being.
Mm.
So when you say stay put in the beingness, can be in the present, but also the self itself, the big self itself. That means very highly evolved. Of course, at that level, there will be less thought. Automatically, there will be less thought. Because beingness is no more thought actually.
Yeah.
I don't know about others, but the way I read it is what I understand. Because before I come to know what is small self, big self, I was trained on the being. That's why I see this one using beingness already. Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say now?
Yes, yes, I do.
The beingness, that means your true self,
The
And
true
it's not, this is highly evolved. This is highly evolved.
Yes. Yeah,
Sairam, we have another 3 more minutes to
yeah, I think.
go. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
maybe what we do is in these 3 minutes, I just want to. No, very nice. This session today was very. But you have that's all. That's all, isn't it, sister? Is there anything else?
We just have about another 2-3 slides more, but I don't think we can do it tonight.
No, no. Don't finish it because you can always see these things. Is not to rush, but each point has got so depth, So we need to contemplate and all that. No problem. We can keep it for next week, Sister Jeannie.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
but I just want to, yeah. The other thing is that the experiences that you have submitted to Brother Billy, we heard and very inspiring. I think it turned out to be a very good session. So we only got, I think totally, Billy, how many we have got now? 4.
I think we're only 4.
Yeah. So it's very good. I would suggest that the group leaders in each of the groups, you try and see whether you can encourage your 2 or 3 members of your members to narrate 2, 3, just 2 minutes. Each session was 2 minutes. Is it, Bill? 3, I think, right?
3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. Yeah.
So if we are going to show this in the Zone Spiritual Conference, hopefully by Swami's birthday, Billy will edit it and put it nicely in between. And in between also, Billy, we also show maybe some slides, some videos of the zonal activity also. So at least after 3 speakers, 1 will show. So it will be like a zone event plan and then the transformational experiences using this through the satsang, how we have created better versions of ourselves. Because when we do this, it will also help other devotees also to be inspired to continue our journey. So please try and encourage others to also submit it a little bit. Things that we may think that we are doing something and it's nothing great, but what something that you're doing makes life very, very unique and different. So please send in the application. Brother Manoj, when are we planning to have this?
Too much.
I think the date is gone because we initially were thinking of Avatar Day, but
we can do for Swami's birthday. We can do it for Swami's birthday.
Yes, we can do.
Birthday. Yeah. So not on that birthday itself, but in conjunction with birthday, make a very huge, big seminar, and then we'll invite the rest of the world to also join us for that particular presentation. And since it's going to be on a video, then I think it will be up on the thing, so everybody can just look at it and see it. But let's do this. I think it's a nice contribution. Yeah.
Okay, not bad.
Okay, with these few words, thank you so much for being with us. It's really inspiring, and slowly we can see so many people, triggered towards moving into the ocean. Sairam, and thank you.
Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Sairam.
Good night, everyone.
Sairam. Good night, everybody.
Thank you. Good night.